Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria Montefusco and I'm a lover of all things when it comes to makeup, fragrance, and beauty. And my apologies today if I sound a little bit stuffed up. I have a lot of sinus pressure in my nose today. My nose just feels really stuffy. Seems like it might be allergies. It's just kind of a pain. But anyways, today is going to be a fun video because I'm going to be trying a ton of new products. It's not quite a full face, but I'd say it's like almost a full face of new products. So a lot of these products I got during the Sephora Spring Savings event, which as I'm filming this, it's still going on. By the time I post this, it might not be, but I was able to get 20% off a lot of these products due to my VIB Rouge status. And then actually the eyeshadow palette I'm using today, I bought via Melt Cosmetics' website because they were having a sale where you could get the Gemini 1 and the Gemini 2 bundled together for a really good deal and then get like an additional 20% off. So basically I got a better deal on those two palettes than I would have if I were to buy them via the Sephora Spring Savings event. So anyways, I have a ton of products here. I'm really excited. We're gonna get started really soon. So if you wanna see what I bought, have me talk through what I'm doing on my face, all of that, then please keep on watching. All right, so the first product I'm using today is the Gemini 2 palette from Melt Cosmetics. So I have not tried this yet. I actually used the original Gemini for the first time yesterday. I really liked the eye look. I just did like a basic green eye look. It was really pretty. But this palette to me is very much more like warm toned. It's like grungy reds and pinks with a little bit of pop of green in here. So because I'm wearing like a red cardigan, I was like, perfect, I'll use this palette today. So before I dive into this, I'm first gonna prime my eyelids like I always do. I'm using the same product. All the products I use, by the way, are listed down in the description box, but it's my same Milani eyeshadow primer. I love it, it's great. Okay, eyelids are primed, so we're gonna dive into this thing. I am super excited to start using this palette. So first, I'm gonna take this blending brush from Beauty Bakery, and I think I'm going to go into the shade Gemelos. It's this shade right here. It's like a matte, taupey, rosy kind of brown, and I'm just gonna tap gently, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to apply this into my crease. This is only the third Melt palette I've ever tried. So I used to have the Mary Jane palette, which is their like smoky, cool toned neutrals kind of palette. I did not like that one. I ended up decluttering that one to a friend. And then yesterday I tried the Gemini, which was my second time ever trying a Melt palette. And today I'm trying this one, which is my third time. So far the Gemini palette, the original one, I did already like that one better than the Mary Jane, and then we'll see what I think about this one. But as always, since this is, more of a first impressions on this palette, I will provide more of my fully fledged thoughts during my monthly product review roundup. So for the month of April, for that video, you'll be hearing my thoughts on this palette. This shade is very pigmented. It's a very pretty, just like warm toned rosy shade. I do like how it looks on the eye. Okay, so that's the first shade. Next, I'm going to go into Sweetheart, which is that matte next to that shade I just used. And that's like a little bit lighter of like a rosy pink, and I'm gonna use that to blend out the edges of what I just did in my crease. Oh yeah, that looks really good. I really like these shades so far. And the embossing in them, so pretty, so pretty, like the little roses. And actually something kind of funny, I always wanted the original Gemini palette, but I never got it because I don't know, I just never got the opportunity to grab it. I'd always think about it, have it in my cart, and then change my mind for some reason. But so I was super glad when I saw the original Gemini coming back in this one. And actually I am a Gemini, like my zodiac sign is Gemini. So yeah, I was like, I kind of have to have it, right? And then next I'm gonna go into the shade Bella, which is this like super light pink matte on the end of the palette. I'm gonna take that same brush, and again, we're gonna just blend out the edges of the crease, kind of to create a little bit of a variant, gradient. What am I saying? Sometimes I say words and words come out of my mouth and I'm like, what? So there is the crease. Very warm toned, very rosy, but I do think it looks really pretty. So next, as always, I'm gonna go into my outer corner. So I'm first gonna take the shade Lovesick, which is this dark red shade. It's not the darkest shade in this palette, but it's like the second darkest. And I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna take my Nabla N204 brush and we're just gonna put that on the outer corner. So far, no fallout. And I did not have any fallout yesterday when I used the Gemini numero uno. So that was nice. I'm sorry, by the way, also, this is gonna be kind of like a chatty video while I do this, but I'm sorry I did not post last week. I was just kind of busy. On Saturday, it was my friend Meredith's engagement party. She's been on the channel a few times before. So I just spent a lot of the day like getting ready and relaxing before then. And then I was out till like 1:30 in the morning because after the party, there was an after party. And so Sunday I was hungover. And so I just did not feel like filming at all. But today, I definitely do feel like filming, especially since I have a lot of new goodies to show you all. So yeah. I'm gonna take that same brush I used for my crease and we're gonna use this to blend. I'm trying to use as many mattes as possible today, if you did not notice what I'm trying to do. And then I'm gonna take this Beauty Bakery brush. It has like a little spoon on the end. I think it's really cute. And I'm gonna take the shade called LX Queen and we're gonna just darken the very, very, very outer corner. This shade is to me kind of like a plum brown, like very dark shade. And we just want to provide some of like a little bit of a gradient here. I'm not sure if you all have noticed, but it seems like warm toned, like red, mauves, rosy tones, those are all coming back into style. Like Patrick Ta released his palette, this palette came out. Artist Couture released like a mauves palette. So mauves are coming back and I'm all for it. I love a good mauve, red, warm toned eye. So that is it for the mattes on the upper lid. So now I'm going to use my good old NYX glitter glue and then we're going to go into some like satiny metallic kind of looking shades. And yeah, and then we'll be done with the eyes for now. I'll put on, you know, eyeliner, mascara, all that, but that's not new. Okay. So I'm gonna go into the shade called Schmood. It looks like a satiny shade. There's only like 2 satin / metallics in here, which I find to be kind of interesting, but it's gonna be a struggle since I'm wearing fake nails. But I'm gonna apply them with this shade with my fingers all over the lid where I just put my glitter glue. Okay, this looks a bit more metallic on the lid actually. I thought it was gonna be like very much a satin, but it does definitely have a metallic touch to it. So that was a nice surprise. Man, if you like applying eyeshadows with your fingers, do not wear fake nails. Okay, so that is it for the palette for now. Of course, I'll go back into it when it's time to do my lower lash line. So like I mentioned, I'm going to do my eyeliner and my mascara. I'm gonna do that off camera. It's boring, nothing super interesting. I actually am using a new mascara that I've tried a few times. This is the Item Beauty Lash Snack. So far, I do not like this, spoiler alert. I feel like it doesn't make my lashes look super long or super volumized. They kind of clump together. It flakes off a bit. Not a fan, but I'm gonna use this today. And anyways, I will see you back when that is done and then we'll move on to the exciting face products that I got that are also brand new. Okay, so liner and lashes are done. And actually before we move on to face products, I do have some new brow products from Kosus. So during the Sephora sale, I actually ended up getting the Kosus Brow Trio. So it comes with a brow pencil that has a spoolie on the other side, a brown brow gel and a clear brow gel. So I haven't used the brown brow gel and I'm not going to use it today because I want to show you the pencil and the clear brow gel. But actually I did wear these both yesterday. I felt like my brows lasted all day. They didn't look crunchy or weird. Overall, I was very happy with the results. So I will use it again today and show you what I do with my brows. So this brow pencil is very thin. It's very fine. It's angled. And it's not too creamy, and it's definitely not too stiff where it hurts. So I do think it's a really nice formulation of brow pencil. So what I did yesterday is I just do like little strokes to fill in my brows. I have pretty thin brows, and they're kind of sparse. So my goal is just to fill. My goal is not to create hairs where there's no hairs. I feel like that would look a little bit weird on me. It's just such a small pencil. I do feel like it's good for people with thin brows who may have trouble getting a brow pencil to cooperate with their thin brows. So I do like that a lot. And I'm gonna take the clear brow gel and just go through my brows. Again, it's a very small spoolie, so great if you have tiny brows like I do. All right, so now that the brows are done, now we're gonna move on to the face. So I'm gonna use two face products to begin with as my base that are not new. One of them being the good old Glossier Future Dew, which I absolutely love. It's a great oil serum. And then I also have the Glow Screen, which provides SPF and also a dewy base. If you're new here, I do have skin that's a bit on the drier side, so I like to provide myself a very hydrating, dewy base so I don't have like weird dry patches and flakes and all that stuff. It's just not fun, you know? Actually, I'm putting on a headband so my bangs aren't in my way, because that's no fun when you're doing your face makeup. So I'm just gonna tap that in with my beauty sponge. And by the way, if you want a recommendation for really cheap beauty sponges, I recommend the one that I use. What is it called? It's the Paw Paw Wonder Blender, and it's from AOA Studios. These are like $1 and change per sponge the last time I bought it, and you can get like a 6-pack. And they're latex free, so if you have an allergy to latex, you can use them. And they're wonderful. I have not bought a Real Techniques sponge or a beauty blender since I've discovered those. They're great. Okay, now we're gonna go into the glow screen, not glue screen. Just tap that all over the face. Also, if you want a non-dewy finish, I have tried the Unseen sunscreen from Supergoop before, and I also really did like that as well. So if you want just an SPF that isn't gonna be glowy, I do like that one. And again, tap it in with the sponge. Tap, 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 tap. All right, so now we have another new product to talk about, new to me at least, and this is the Tower 28 Sunny Days Broad Spectrum SPF 30 Tinted Sunscreen. So this has even more sunscreen in it. And this is in the lightest shade, which is 05 Fairfax, and I used this yesterday. So this is a second impressions, but anyways, it lasted beautifully on my skin. It's a good shade match if you're very pale, like me. Provides a little bit of coverage, not a ton of coverage. Just has like a nice dewy look on the skin. It's just beautiful. So I'm gonna use this again today. And again, I'm gonna dot it on the face and then blend it out. It's definitely a thin formula. Like when you think of like a normal tinted moisturizer, you probably think of something thicker because like moisturizer normally is thick, but this is actually pretty thin, but I do like it. And again, just gonna tap it out all over the face. And I actually recently decluttered my Huda Beauty glow screen because A, that stuff was just way too dark for me, and I was almost done with it, and B, I don't know, it was almost like too glowy, I realized. And it was so glowy that if I put on like cream bronzer or cream blush, it would almost like pick up the foundation, and that's not the vibe. It got like patchy and weird. So I was not a fan. But so far, this stuff, I mean, again, I've only used it once, but this stuff has not gotten patchy and weird. All right, perfect. So next I'm gonna go into concealer. This is nothing new. This is the McGrath Concealer that I like to use. It's in the shade L2. It's a stunning concealer. It really is good for covering up like dark spots, red spots, blemishes. So I always go around my nose, on the chin, in between the brows. And if I have any spots I'm trying to cover, I'll dot it there as well. I have a few today. Okay. And again, just gonna blend that out with the beauty sponge. So now I'm gonna apply bronzer / contour, whatever you wanna call it. I'm gonna go into this again, not a new product. And this is the Hollywood Contour Wand from Charlotte Tilbury. It's in the lightest shade, which is called Fair Medium. Just gonna dot this around the face. And I'm going to use this Rephr angled brush. This is the 04 brush to blend that out. This stuff does look pretty intimidating. And I'm sure I mentioned this before in a video. When you squeeze it from the tube and dot it onto your face, but in reality, it's not that intimidating. Like, I'm very pale, and I can make this look pretty darn natural on my skin. And actually, yesterday, I used a different bronzer. So this will be a good test to see how this foundation reacts with this bronzer. So far, it looks like it might be balling up a little bit. Not a fan of that. Huh, interesting. Sorry if the light has been changing a little bit since I've been filming. When I started filming, it was sleeting, and then now it's sunny. Crazy what the weather can do. Okay, so that's it for bronzer. It did ball up a little bit, which is weird. I've never seen it do that before with other foundations, but it doesn't look patchy. It looks fine, but maybe it's just not the best combination. I'm not really sure. So next, again, not new products here, but I think this is the last not new product, or one of the last not new products. So I'm gonna do my normal under eye routine, which I do with the Chanel Corrector, Rose Corrector, and then I go into the Glossier Stretch Concealer. So just gonna do the normal under eye routine. And then I always set my under eyes with Coty Airspun powder, the translucent version. Yeah. I have dark under eyes thanks to my Sicilian heritage, so I always like to make sure I cancel them out as much as I can. Like, that corrector just makes a world of a difference, even by itself. I love the Chanel Corrector. And then I always dip my sponge, the tip of the sponge, into the concealer, like that. And then apply it to my under eye. And again, it just like brightens it just a bit more. And then I take my Rephr 19 with the Coty Airspun, apply this to the under eye. So we're actually going to go back to eyes for a second. So I want to do the bottom lash line. So I'm gonna go into the shade Almond Eyes, which is this green down here. I think I'm gonna take this super tiny brush, also from Beauty Bakery. It has like a little knife on the end. And I'm just gonna apply that to underneath my eye. It's a very dark, greenish brown shade. Very grungy. That looks really good. I like how the Gemini 1 and 2 tied together through their use of grungy greens. I think that's important and just makes it so they coordinate a lot easier. And then I'm gonna take the shade Ladylike, which is down here, going to take my Nabla N304 brush just to blend the under eye a little bit. And then last but not least, going to take this Colourpop Super Shock. This is from their Disney Princess collection. It's called I'm Wishing. It's a like white to iridescent pink kind of shade. Since I have long nails on right now, I'm going to take my Rephr number 3 pencil brush and I'm going to apply this onto my inner corner. I don't know if that's actually going to work. Maybe this isn't the best with natural hair brushes. Let me give this another try. Okay, plan B. I'm going to use a synthetic. Maybe let's take this brush. It's a Morphe brush. Yeah, that works a bit better for the inner corner. And I'll take my finger and apply it on the brow bone since I'm able to do that without, you know, poking myself in the eye. All right, we're almost done, I promise. So I do have a few new cheek products actually. So this is the Danessa Myricks Dewy Cheek and Lip Palette. As you can see, I messed up this shade a little bit. Pro tip, do not dig your sponge directly into these shades because they will move. They're extremely creamy, they will move, you will regret it, and then you will have a palette that looks like this, and it's not very pretty anymore. So I think I'm gonna take this dark shade on the end, I'm gonna go in with my finger, tap it on the cheeks, blend out with my beauty sponge. So these are very, very creamy, but very buildable. Again, I did wear that light shade yesterday, and I did think it looked super nice on my skin. I love a cream cheek product. I love a dewy base. So it just kind of worked out perfectly in that way. So I tap it with my finger. Let's tap it with the sponge to blend. Blend, 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 blend. And boom, you got the perfect flush on the cheek. I love it. You don't need much. These creams are pretty pigmented and powerful, especially if you have lighter skin like I do. But I know they do have a darker version if you have more tan or darker skin, and I'm sure that would be absolutely beautiful. And from what I've heard and the reviews I've seen on this, it does seem like these creams are very buildable. So that makes them more versatile as well, which is always great. So I could see this palette working for a lot of different skin tones, which we love to see it. And you know, Danessa Myricks is a Black-owned beauty brand, so it makes a lot of sense why her products are very versatile for a lot of different skin tones. Well, isn't that just the perfect flush? I love that. And another brand spanking new product. I actually just got this in the mail today because it came back in stock, and I was like, well, dang it, I gotta place another order. And then actually another one of these Beauty Light wands came into stock again. It was the Pillow Talk Light version, so I also bought that. That's on its way. But this is the Peach Gasm Beauty Light wand, so I'm gonna use this as like a blush topper slash highlighter. So I'm going to apply this on top of the Danessa Myricks. We'll see how it goes. I've never done that before, but it's worth a shot, you know? So I always just use the ball and tap it on the cheek, and then I take the sponge to blend. That looks really pretty. It did not pick up the Danessa Myricks product. It added a bit more glow, a little bit more color. This is an intense cheek for me. I normally don't do cheeks that are this flushed, but you try something new every day, you know? Next, I'm going to powder my face a little bit where I did not apply cream cheek products, so I have this really old Eco Tools brush, and then I'm going to use the Hourglass powder that I've had for a really, really, really long time, and I feel like I'm never gonna, oh my god, as soon as I said I'm never gonna hit pan on this, I hit pan on this. Can you believe it? I never thought I'd hit pan on this thing. Oh my god, I'm so proud of myself. So I'm just gonna powder the spots where there's not a bunch of like dewy cheek products. Beautiful. Next, I'm going to take this new product. This is the Rare Beauty Setting Spray. It's always an Optimist. I used this yesterday. It smells really good, like almost medicinal, like herbal. And it has a nice sprayer, even though it's plastic. It does spray really nicely, no awkward droplets. Felt like it made my face look a little bit less powdery, more dewy. All that good stuff that I personally want out of a spray. Ah, so refreshing. And then of course, how can I forget about lips? So this is not new. This is the Lisa Eldridge Luxuriously Lucent lip color, and this is in the shade Spirited Away. It's like a reddish kind of shade. It's really pretty actually. So I'm just gonna gently apply this onto the lips. I don't want too much. And I can take this headband off now and fix my bangs. Let's make sure they look good. Perfect. So yeah, overall, I love this look. A lot of these products were a second impressions, a few of them were first impressions, but I'm really satisfied with how this look looks. Very happy, and of course I will be testing these products a lot more, and I'll be giving you all my updates during my April monthly review roundup. Blah, blah, blah. Why is it so hard for me to talk? So yeah, those are most of the products I got during the Sephora sale. I also purchased a refill like a backup of my pharmacy Green Clean Cleansing Balm, because that's my favorite cleansing balm and I'm almost out. So I got a big size of that. I also purchased a full size of Juliet Has a Gun Pear Ink, because I've gone through 2 travel sprays and 1 sample spray, and it's like my favorite nighttime calming, relaxing fragrance. It smells like a fresh, juicy pear. I love it. And then, like I mentioned, I'm also getting another Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand in the Pillow Talk light shade. That's like a beautiful, like, light pink highlighter. Super excited for that one as well. And I think that's actually all the Pillow Talk, or excuse me, all the Beauty Light wands that I want. So I was like, yes, they've been out of stock for so long, so I'm so excited. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this was helpful. I hope you like this look. I personally love it. I feel really beautiful and pretty today. And yeah, if you like this video, please like this video. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm, and it also helps me know what kinds of content that you like to see on my channel. If you like me, please subscribe. I'd love to have you all here. I post videos 2 to 3 times per week normally, but last week I took a little bit of a break. And if you have anything to comment down below, any comments, questions, concerns, if you have any of these products and love them and have opinions on them, if there's anything that you want to see on my channel, like if you want to see a review and like demo of Gemini 1, let me know. I'm happy to do that. And yeah, thank you for spending part of your day with me, and I will see you all next time. Bye.